Hey, my beloved son, do you want to look back one day and say, wow, I became a great football player because I chose to copy their hard work instead of comparing myself to them? So, admire the hard work of your teammates instead of comparing yourself to them every time they score a goal. Son, imagine your coach praises another football player for scoring a goal. And then deep inside you, you feel jealous. And then you told yourself, wow, I will never be as good as him. And comparing yourself to him is a bad decision. But dad, I want to do the right thing. What should I do? Admire his hard work, son. Go ask him, hey, congratulations. How did you do it? What is your practice routine looks like? And then learn from him. And once you know the secret, his skill, practice that each day until you get good at it. And that's how you admire and copy his hard work. Okay, but dad, I feel afraid to ask his practice routines because I think I look like I'm because I think what if he thinks I am a weak? First of all, it's okay to feel afraid, to be afraid. Remember, I always tell you there is no bad emotion. So you have the permission to feel afraid. There's nothing wrong about it. Just give it a try. Ask his practice routine, his effort. You never know. He will tell you the secret. But dad, I just want to be good like him immediately. Son, remember, to be a great football player requires time, many years. And of course, you can do it. Remember, day one is always the hardest part. But on day 100, it gets easier. I believe in you. That you can do it. But dad, I don't need his help. I can figure out it by myself. That may be true, but learning from others is faster. And it's okay to be teachable. But dad, what if he laughs at me when I ask his secret practice routine? When that happens, you have the permission to feel rejected, embarrassed. It's okay. Try again. I mean, try with other players you admire. Maybe it will work next time with the next player. But dad, great football players aren't born naturally talented. No, of course not. They just practice each day for many years. 10 years, 20 years. They practice each day. They schedule when to practice. And they do it even when it's hard. And that's their secret. And you got this. Remember, admiring their hard work is important because you will see, wow, this is what this is how they practice. They spent 2 to 3 hours dribbling, running, everything. It's an eye-opening experience. Like, aha, wow. Nobody wants to do it, but they are doing it. And that's the beauty of admiring their hard work, not just the score they make during the match. Now, here's what happens when you are comparing yourself to other football players. You are violating our family values of humility. And of course, you start to build that habit of telling yourself, I'm not good enough. And if you tell yourself that 100 times, you may become jealous person because you think, this is me. I will never be as good as him. I'm not that talented. And yeah, your dad, he's hurting too. Every time he see you comparing yourself to others, deep inside, he is hurting. And he think, wow, my son doesn't believe in himself. And since your brother is learning from your action, he might think, oh, maybe telling myself I'm not good enough is okay, just like what my brother is doing. And your friends, of course, they see you as someone who struggle to be happy for others. And they might think, if Emmanuel is not happy for his teammates, chances are he may not celebrate our wins. Basically, you are not. Remember, I told you earlier, one day you want to look back and say, I chose to copy their hard work. So basically, right now, you're not. You're not copying their hard work. Instead, you focus on the result, each goal they make. That's what you see, not what hard work they do. How would you feel when your dad is comparing himself to other dads, telling himself, I'm not a good enough. I'm not good enough dad. Sad, hurting, and dad feels exactly the same way with you every time you compare yourself to others. And and now here's what happens when you are admiring the hard work of those football players. Of course, this time you are practicing our family values of humility. And yes, you start to build that habit of telling yourself, wow, how much effort did he put into this to score that goal? How much hours he spent running, dribbling, training, practicing. And if you do that many times, you're becoming curious person because you believe it's not luck. They spent much effort into this. They spent many hours training to be good football players, and I want to copy their hard work. And you're making your dad feel happy for you. And your brother is learning from you that, yeah, I'm gonna focus on others' hard work instead of their result, just like what my brother Emmanuel did is doing. And your friends, they perceive you as someone who is eager to learn from others, inspired by great football players. And in this time, you are choosing to learn from others, to copy their hard work, and you're becoming humble. Now, how would you feel when your dad is copying the hard work of other dads, admiring their hard works? Proud for him? Yeah, definitely. And that's how he feels about you too. Every time you focus to learn from their hard work. Now, what if you compared yourself to other football players before? Own it. And I'm glad you noticed it. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's okay. Because you didn't know it was a bad behavior and you didn't know what's the right thing to do. So forgive yourself. Maybe that time you feel discouraged, and that's okay. That's valid. Remember, there is no bad emotion, and you are allowed to feel them. And remember, the problem here was the bad behavior and not you. Never. And the right thing to do right now is to apologize for your dad, for making him feel worried about you, and apologize to your brother and friends for being a bad example to them. And in case you compare yourself to others again, ask yourself, do I want to focus, do I want to copy their hard work? Yeah. Thank you for saying yes. But dad, what if I have been doing the right thing? I've been copying and admiring their hard work. Thank you for doing it. Keep doing it because you are on the right track. You are becoming humble, curious, and I'm proud of you. Remember, to be teachable, it requires repeated work of asking great football players their routines, their practice, their trainings, and apply it to yourself each day. And that's the secret. And I know you can do it. It may be challenging, but you can do it, son. Since now you are now aware, comparing yourself to other football players is a bad decision, and admiring their hard work plus copying it is the right thing to do. That's why your challenge today is to, whenever you see great football players, ask their routines, training routines, and copy them. Learn from them. And you got this. And that's it for today's episode. Thank you for listening and watching, son. I love you. Let me find good stories today. Remember, I told you yesterday about the chicken. Yeah, last night, day two, and one of them knew what, two out of nine chickens knew where to sleep, and the rest seven chickens, they didn't know where to sleep. And earlier I transferred the branch where they sleep again because it it smells bad, and I put it away from the house. So they are confused and I feel bad for them, but I'm here to guide them. So let's see what will happen next. That's it. Sometimes change. Day one is the hardest. Day two is the hardest. And but you do, if you do it 100 times, it's gonna be easier. See you tomorrow, son, at 4 p.m.